We've already seen a version of Batman pop up in Creature Commandos, but his first real live-action debut is coming in The Brave and the Bold. That film will officially introduce Bruce Wayne within DCU's Chapter 1, titled Gods and Monsters. He'll be one of several new Justice League members making their first appearance in this new continuity. The Brave and the Bold is being directed by Andy Muschietti, known for it and The Flash, and the story will revolve around Bruce discovering he has a son, Damian. Even though Matt Reeves is still working on the Batman, Part 2 separately, this new Batman movie is moving forward in its own lane. In an interview with Omelette, James Gunn casually mentioned he expects to read 2 Batman scripts over the next few months, one from Reeves, and the other clearly being The Brave and the Bold. Gunn has previously said he's helping with the script, though it's still unknown who the main writer is. That same interview took place just before the final draft of the Batman. Part 2 was turned in. Now, The Brave and the Bold might actually be closer to production than we thought. If the script is finalized and approved in the coming months, casting could kick off soon after. Right now, it looks like they're eyeing a 2026 start for filming. Of course, Reeves' second Batman is hitting theaters first. So, to avoid confusing audiences with 2 Batmen, The Brave and the Bold might be aiming for a late 2028 release. James Gunn's Justice League. James Gunn, in a recent interview with Rolling Stone, shared a ton of updates about the future of Batman in the DCU, and he didn't hold back. According to him, Batman is currently the biggest creative challenge facing DC, and even though he's not personally writing the script, he's working closely with the writer to make sure they get it right. Interestingly, Gunn admitted that there had been internal discussions about possibly making Robert Pattinson's Batman the main version in the DCU. While that was ultimately Matt Reeves' decision to keep his Batman separate, Gunn acknowledged that merging the two was something they had at least considered at one point. Right now, he's focused on getting both the Wonder Woman and Batman scripts finished, calling them the top priorities outside of the projects already in active development. When asked directly whether the Batman project is still titled The Brave and the Bold, Gunn confirmed that for now it is, though that could always change later on. He also made it clear what kind of Batman we're not going to see. This won't be some goofy, campy version of the character. Gunn emphasized that Batman needs to have a real reason to exist in the DCU, not just because he's one of Warner Brothers' most popular characters, but because the story demands it. He said the new Batman won't just be a copy of what Matt Reeves is doing either, but also won't lean into comedy or lightheartedness. Gunn believes they've found the right approach. He just wants to be sure the writer can turn that vision into something real. So yeah, expect a serious, grounded take on Batman in The Brave and the Bold, one that earns its place in this new DC. DCU Batman will be dark. Gunn also opened up a bit more about what makes developing Batman so tricky, especially when compared to Wonder Woman. He said that with Wonder Woman, it's a little easier, mainly because there haven't been endless versions of her across media. Batman, on the other hand, has been everywhere. Gunn pointed out that it feels like half of all DC comics in the last 30 years have featured Batman in some form. He called him the most famous and most popular superhero in the world, which makes him incredibly compelling, but also at risk of becoming stale if not handled carefully. That's the challenge, making a Batman movie that isn't just another take, but something fun and exciting to watch without going down a goofy or overly comedic route. The idea is to keep it serious, grounded, and fresh, but still entertaining. When asked again if there's any chance Reeves' Batman could eventually cross over into the main DCU, Gunn didn't completely shut the door, but he made it clear it's very unlikely. He said there's never truly a 0% chance of anything, but it's not something currently in the cards. He also confirmed that the Batman Part 2 is absolutely not canceled. The script just isn't ready yet because Matt is taking his time with it, and that's exactly how it should be. Gunn made it clear he supports Reeves and wants him to do it right, without any unnecessary pressure. James is fully committed to delivering a meaningful and exciting version of Batman for the DCU. He knows how important the character is, and he's taking the time to make sure it lands. Brave and the Bold needs the right script. We're entering a wild but exciting era where 2 live-action Batmen will exist at the same time, but in 2 completely separate universes. On one side, there's Pattinson, part of what's shaping up to be an epic crime saga. On the other, a brand new main DCU version. But don't expect the brave and the bold anytime soon. James Gunn recently explained why the movie isn't being rushed, and honestly, his reasoning makes total sense. That said, as a Batman fan, it's hard not to feel a little torn. Speaking to Collider, Gunn emphasized that the story is what matters most. He pointed out how other projects like Supergirl and Lanterns already have incredible scripts, and some movies and shows have been greenlit or are close to it. But nothing moves forward until the team is confident in the material. Once the brave and the bold reaches that level, they'll move forward. And honestly, that's the right call. Too often, superhero movies get locked into a release date before the script is even finished. That rush leads to burnout, studio interference, and usually a pretty forgettable movie. Gunn is clearly trying to break that cycle. He's making sure every DC project earns its green light based on story, not just hype. Robin is the real protagonist. That's why the brave and the bold has so much potential. It's not just another solo Batman movie. It's a chance to introduce a richer, deeper Gotham, one filled with legacy, mentorship, conflict, and connection. It's time for the Bat family to take the spotlight. From the moment Bruce, the heir to the Wayne fortune, chose to become the Caped Crusader, his actions sparked a legacy. His crusade inspired a growing network of heroes and anti-heroes to join his mission and carry it forward in their own ways. Then there's Damian Wayne, the fourth Robin and Bruce's biological son. Raised in secret by Talia al Ghul and trained by the League of Assassins, Damian eventually met his father and took up the Robin mantle. His lethal upbringing often clashes with Bruce's strict no-kill rule, creating constant tension between them. The DCU's upcoming take on Batman and Robin is a real chance to explore fresh, exciting possibilities for these legendary characters. That's exactly why James Gunn has greenlit an animated movie titled Dynamic Duo, which will focus on the relationship between Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. The project is already in development, with Arthur Mintz set to direct. The emotional depth of the brave and the bold will hinge on Bruce and Damian's relationship. Damian isn't just another Robin. He's Bruce's biological son, raised by assassins, and constantly struggling to earn his father's approval. His violent upbringing and sharp instincts often put him at odds with the rest of the Bat family, creating real tension. But over time, his interactions with characters like Dick, Barbara, and Alfred help him grow into his own identity, separate from his father's shadow. This dynamic is powerful. It's raw, and if handled right, it could lead to the first Batman movie to hit $1 billion at the box office. Fingers crossed, we don't have to wait too long to see it all come alive.